1967. And it's funny when I do it these days, people go, wow, he's doing a Tom Petty song. We love Tom Petty, and he did our stuff really well.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
He did it really well. Here's a song I wrote that he did with his first band, Mudcrutch. Catfish pie in a creeper bag. I'm the lover of the bayou, like a doorstep with a halfway grind. I'm the lover of the bayou, raised to swim with a crocodile. The speaker taught me the mojo style. I was raised on chicken wire. I'm the lover of the bayou, yeah. I learned to float in a water cloud. I learned to capture the lightning shot. I'm the lover of the bayou. Got cats and teeth and hair for sale. I'm the lover of the bayou. Look out, Baron zombies on your tail. I'm the lover of the bayou. Yeah. Well, I first met Tom Petty back in 1976 when he and the Heartbreakers put out their first album. And my manager was over there, he was playing some songs. I was getting ready to do another album. And I heard American Girl. I said, wow, when did I record that? He said, it isn't you. I said, I know. Who is it? And he said, it's this new guy, Tom Petty. I said, I want to meet him. So the next day I got to meet Tom and we became friends. And I invited him on the road, and we played some gigs on the East Coast. And then I didn't see him for some years after that. And my wife and I were invited to a Tom Petty concert in Tampa, Florida. So we went there, and it was in a sports arena. And people were throwing frisbees, and one of them sailed down and hit Camilla in the eye. But it wasn't serious. But an usher saw it, and he took us backstage because he thought somebody should take a look at it. And just as we were going backstage, Tom and the Heartbreakers were getting off the bus, going to their dressing room. And Tom saw me in the hallway. He said, Roger McGuinn, you got to come up and do some songs with me. Oh, this is Tampa, Florida in the summertime. I was wearing white shorts and a red Hawaiian shirt. I looked more like I was going to a Jimmy Buffett concert than a Tom Petty concert. But I got up and I did a couple of songs with him anyway. And the next day he invited us out to the beach hotel where he was staying with his family. And his daughters were quite young at that point. So we were on the beach flying kites. And he said, you know, in a couple of weeks I'm going to tour Europe with Dylan. And Bob Dylan. I said, oh man, you're going to have so much fun, because I remembered the Rolling Thunder tour, how much fun I had in that. He said, well, I'll ask Bob if you can come along. I said, okay. So the next day he called up and said, yeah, I talked to Bob. He said, bring him along. He can be the opening act. Well, the way the tour was structured, Tom and the Heartbreakers were the house band. So I'd come out and do a couple of acoustic songs, and then they back me up on some Byrds songs, and then they do their set, and then they back Bob up on his, and at the end we'd all sing Knocking on Heaven's Door together. It was really cool. While we were on tour, Tom was reading a book called Papa John, autobiography by John Phillips of the Mamas and Papas, and an old friend of mine too. But when he finished, he gave me the book and I read it, and we thought it would be good material for a song. So I had some chords I've been messing around with, and I showed them to Tom, and he thought they'd work. So we wrote King of the Hill, and he sang it with me on my Back from Rio album. possession, the jewels of your mind, to hold back the fear. And when Monday comes round, there's a high lonesome sound, and she follows you down for the kill. In a white blinding light makes it all seem so right, and you feel like the king of the hill. The driveway is long, your princess is lovely, your servants all wait for your knock on the door. How many years will you crawl through this castle? You're so satisfied and still